Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these cute little seashell trinket boxes out of resin. Stay tuned and I will show you how to do it. Alright my friends, let us get started. So I'm going to be making some little resin trinket boxes today. And somebody asked me, why are you making so many resin videos all of a sudden? Because people have asked for them. You know, and I do my very best to try to keep up with people's requests. I get a lot of requests. You know, can you do a wreath? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I try really hard. But these are these cute little trinket box molds. They come from Let's Resin. I had a little hair on there. But in the description box, and I'll also pin a comment, I'll have links to where you can purchase all of this stuff that I'm using in my Amazon shop. So these boxes, there's also a little heart-shaped one here. Let me get that out so that you can see right there. Right there, right there. So we have the molds and then we have the lids. So I'm just going to keep those there. I also have here my favorite brand. I was getting ready to say Mop and Glow. Art and Glow resin. And once again, that is in my Amazon shop. Check out the comments and the description box. My dye that I'm using today is the resin dye, pearl resin dye, not alcohol ink, pearl resin dye. And I have the color sapphire blue. I'm going to make most of this clear, and then I'm going to go back with a little bit of that beautiful sapphire blue. I also have here a bag of these tiny little seashells. Now these came from Joann's, but you can find them at Hobby Lobby. Pretty much any craft store out there carries these tiny little shells. So what I want to do is I want to embed some of these shells in the lid. And then the box part is going to be clear with some of that dark blue on top of it. So these lids are fairly shallow, and so these big shells right here don't really fit down in there. What is that? Looks like a piece of straw. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of those in there, like so. And then later on, once we pour the resin down in there, you know, we can move the shells around with popsicle sticks if we need to. All right, so there we go. I want to do the same with the other. Now this resin, like I've explained in previous videos, is my favorite, VOC free. You have a pretty long work time, 40 to 45 minutes. Now the VOCs, volatile organic compounds, that is what is the dangerous part of using resin. They're the ones that cause the health issues, which is why I like to use this one. Virtually odor-free. On the label here, yes, resists yellowing. Non-flammable, self-leveling. But anyway, what I'm going to do is, this is a 2-part resin, so you mix it half and half. This is the resin. The other bottle is the hardener. You just mix it, like I said, half and half. I'm not 100% sure because I can't find my paper where I have all of my measurements written down as to how much resin these boxes hold. But I am going to pour 3 ounces of the resin, and then I'm going to pour in 3 ounces of the hardener for a total of 6 ounces. Because I do have a lot of projects. Well, you know what? Let's just do 2 ounces. I'm looking at it here. Now that I think about it, let's do 2 ounces. I have several projects that I want to do. So if this is not enough for these, I'll just mix up some more. If it's too much, then I'll just pour it into another mold. That's the thing with this. You know, if you make too much, just pour your leftovers into another mold. So this is the hardener. I just did 2 ounces of each. And now I'm going to stir gently. You don't want to stir it really hard or really fast because then you're going to introduce bubbles into it, and bubbles can be a dickens to get out. You want to just stir slowly, 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 scraping the sides of the cup every now and again. And you want to mix this together for a good 3 minutes. And I know it looks cloudy now, but you know, once it sets up and hardens, it'll be pretty clear. So just stir, stir, stir. Now, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, when I mixed my resin together, it had millions of tiny, tiny bubbles. Well, you're not going to be able to get all those bubbles out if they're tiny, tiny like that. It was probably because your resin was too cold. Now, when you're working with this, if it's the winter time or if it's cold where you live, you can get a container of very warm water and set your bottles of resin down in it and just warm them up a little bit before you use it. And most of the time, that takes care of the majority of those bubbles. Now with these, this here is pretty warm in here today. So I'm not going to have that much of an issue with bubbles, I don't believe. But if you have an issue with bubbles, once you pour it into your mold, like I have in previous videos, you can either use a heat gun to pop those bubbles, or you can spray it with rubbing alcohol. What is it, 90%, 91%? I have a bottle in here somewhere. But anyway, I am going to continue mixing this, and then I'll come back and we'll pour it. Mix this together pretty well. And I have this extra fine white glitter here. Actually, it's more translucent than it is white. And I'm going to add just the tiniest bit to this resin. I don't want a lot at all. Just enough to give it just a little bit of a shimmer. I said just a little. Just a little. Sorry about that. My cat's trying to get in. But yeah, I've added just a little bit of glitter to that. Now remember, when you're pouring with these box molds, it's a box. Your stuff's going to go in here. So this is the top. So if you want to embed anything in there, just remember that that's going to be the top, and this ultimately is going to be the bottom portion. All right, so I have this all stirred up, and now I'm just going to pour it into here. I said, don't worry if your shells shift around or whatever else you're wanting to embed. Don't worry about that. You can put them back in their place with popsicle stick, toothpick, tweezers, whatever you have. So once I get done pouring this, I actually need to make a note to myself about how much it holds. I said I have a notebook with all this stuff written down, but I have no clue where it is right now. Okay, if you can see this, I don't know if you can see the resin. It's coming up to meet the edge here. Now, you don't want to pour so much that it overflows, so be careful with that. Where do I put it? Okay, so that was the square lid. So I'm going to move over this way, and I'm going to go ahead and pour into the square base. Now give it a second to let it all flow down so that you can see, exactly how full you have it. And with this being clear, I'm not really using much color in it. It's okay, excuse me, hiccup. It's okay if you don't mix up enough the first time. You can just mix up some more, and you don't have to worry about, getting your color consistency where you want it to be. So that's looking pretty good. I can see it oozing up the sides here. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to fill in. And I know it's probably hard to see on camera, but there is a lip that goes around right here, and the clear resin is starting to fill up now and come up to that clear lip. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And then let's go ahead and pour this lid here. And then I'm just going to pour more over here. Let's let that sit and kind of settle so that we can see how full it's going to be. And I'm trying to think whether or not I want to use this color of blue now. I think I will, because it's such a beautiful, deep, deep, deep blue. Okay, that should be enough for that. And I'm just going to pour the rest of that in here. So I'm going to let this sit just for a few minutes, 5 or 6 minutes or so. And then I'm going to mix up some more resin, and I'm going to put this blue color in it. And then I'm going to pour some on top of that, and hopefully the blue is going to like soak down in it and give us a really interesting effect. So hold on one minute. I have another batch of resin mixed up. I'm just going to put a little bit of that blue in there. Let's put the lid back on. So like I said in previous videos, I've been known to spray this stuff everywhere. All right, let's mix it up. Mix it. Beautiful, beautiful blue. All right. So that's looking pretty darn good. All right, so let's see, what do I want to do? I might just want to scoop it out. Nope, let's just pour it. I'm kind of towards the top of this mold, and I'm really trying hard to not like overfill it, because that wouldn't be good at all. I'm just going to pour a little bit in there. Let's let that sit for a second. I'm trying to get it spread across there enough without overfilling it. Now, if you do overfill your molds and it spills some, don't worry about it. It's fairly easy to clean up once it hardens. That's what I like about these like non-stick pizza pans. You know, you can just pop it right off, and the mold is going to peel right off of your mold, you know, if it oozes over the side. So don't worry about that part. All right, now let's hold on for a second. I have some toothpicks over here. Here we go. My toothpicks. Now I'm going to take this toothpick and just kind of work it down the side a little bit. I didn't want to use alcohol ink for this one. I wanted to use this deep, beautiful blue color. I'm just going down the edges, just kind of mixing it up. Not really mixing it, just kind of, you know. And you can see on the side of the mold here, you can see about how far down the blue's going. But I don't want this whole thing to be blue. I wanted it to, you know, still be mostly clear. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. I don't think I want any blue at all on the lid. I think I just want that to stay clear. I think. Y'all know how I am. It's like I plan on doing one thing and then I change my mind and then I do something else. Y'all know how it is. So anyway, I think that's pretty much going to be it. Just kind of swirl this around. There we go. Try not to make a mess. I am excellent at making messes. I'm the best. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put any blue in the lid or not. I don't know. I might put a little bit. I might swirl a little bit in there. We'll see. And I believe these molds are pretty full here for the boxes. I really don't think they're going to hold too much more. There we go. All right, now I'm going to do this box over here again. You know what? Let me see if I can't put just a little bit more blue there. Why are you trying to come out? I know these resin videos aren't as exciting as other ones because they're kind of slow going. You know, that's why I don't do a whole lot of them. But, like I said, people have been requesting them, so here they are. All right, let's mix that. Mix. Oh, the Swedish chef. Bort. All right, I think that'll be okay. Yeah, I might put just a little bit of blue on these lids. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to pour some blue on these lids. I'll just do the same thing that I did here. I've just been swirling it around with the toothpick. I want to make sure that my little shells are kind of evenly dispersed here. And I think I have some, I had some starfish somewhere. Oh well. Maybe for another video. But let me pour some blue on here, and then all we have to do now is just set them off to the side and let them cure for at least 24 hours before you try to pop them out of the mold. So let me do that, and I will see y'all in 24 hours. Okay, y'all, it is my favorite time. It's when I get to take them out of the mold. So it's been just a little over 24 hours now. I went ahead and took this one out of the mold. I just wanted to make double sure that it came out okay before I started up the video. But here is the box. I wanted to make it so it looked like the water was just swirling into the nothingness. And I guess, you know what? Do I have a piece of paper? I need a piece of paper. Let me get a piece of paper. And I can put it down in there and maybe brighten up that background a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. See? You can see the blue kind of swirling around in there. That's what I was hoping for. And now here's the lid. I'll put that against that white paper so that you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, I just swirled the blue in with that clear. And then the lid just snaps down right on top like that. So how cute is that? Cute, cute, cute. All right, so now I have this one I'm getting ready to take out of the mold. Like I said, I like to, this is where the nails come in handy. I use them as tools. Just kind of sliding around under the edge there. And then we'll just pop it out. All right, I think that's good enough. There we go. Just working it around. Work it, work it. There we are. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Stick that on that piece of paper so that you can see it. Pretty. All right, now let's try to take the box out. Let's try is the key word here. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to put all of my molds back into the bag. I like to keep them all in the bag and keep them protected. Number one, so they don't get dust or anything on them. And so I can keep them all together. I'm holding this in my lap for just a second. This mold is pretty snug. I'm sorry. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. But I just try to roll the edges down. This particular mold has always given me a fit. The square one is just fine. But this one, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, this particular one has always given me a fit. There we are. Now let me go ahead and pop this right side out before I continue on with anything. There we are. Just get that fixed, and I'm going to set it over here out of the way. But anyway, here is that box. See, I have just a little bit of glitter in there. Let me get my piece of paper here and stick it in there so that you can see just that little bit of light blue around the bottom, how it comes up, and then that bottom is the darker blue, and then this lid, see, it has a little lip on it. I don't know if you can see that little lip. It just sits right down in there and it keeps it from sliding around. But yep, there's that. These boxes in the back here is just something I was playing with yesterday, just playing around with different colors. Isn't that beautiful? Now that lid fits a little bit more snugly. How pretty, pretty, pretty. And then here's another heart box that I did. This looks a lot better in person. I wanted it to look kind of like a nebula, kind of like a galaxy. This to be black with a little bit of white coming through, and it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it as well. But anyway, yeah, the little seashell trinket boxes. I absolutely love these. I'm going to get some starfish and do some with starfish. But yeah, how cute is that? Anyway, I hope that you liked it. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!